Oh yeah, yeah. The breeze spent the mind, treasure find the beats. Oh, it's been a long time coming. Oh, one time still not say. Mambo chick, not the broke, but take it bang. Oh, taking beats and talking jump. We all the family, me will follow the plan of peace, love, and harmony. All we need, not for living unity. Forgive and forget, let we not go regret. You think that we can happy anytime we fret. But suppose knocking band go begin. Always do your best, not for hot you can be. Ring, are you ready for the ring? Make you call, let we talk, real talk. Oh yeah, hello. I can't think out, make we talk, real talk. Oh nah. Make you think out, let we talk, some real talk. Oh yeah. So you think come, yeah, for real talk. Oh yeah. Vanity of vanity, all not vanity, but that's gonna go stop pulling down and get plenty. The other one, properly body. Waiting catch the other one from the talk. Now it's a beat. If you not like your reality, change your mentality. No forcing and fighting security. All you never tight, but keep up out of sight. In your darkest night, now ain't gonna be your light. Real talk. Oh yeah, hello. I can't think out. Make no talk. Real talk. Oh nah. Make you think out. Let me talk. Some real talk. Oh yeah. So you think come, yeah, for real talk. Oh yeah.
I'll follow. Hello. Family, and how they do? This is a wonderful day, and as we bring real talk come to you today. As we welcome you. As usual, my name is Jonathan Thorpe. Sonne Multimedia. Technology power this will come to you. So Lyrikal Foundation join us with initiative for bring this wonderful when it comes to you. We tell you every week that real talk now they create forum for open and honest conversation. Everything is Sierra Leonean, how we can make Sierra Leone a better place. Even with communities, the most every day out of Sierra Leone, how we can make them a better place. We can always say the change starts with we as individuals. Members say the way how we think, and they make we behave, the way how we behave. The way how we behave, bad, right or wrong, they become habits. With habits, they become with character. And with character will determine how we end up in our life. It's very, very important to make you understand that basic truth there. We always talk say life they be governed by principles. Life not an accident. Whatever they happen to be, and because of some principles that we will obey or disobey. Some things that we will do or not do. And make we deal with this even as individuals. So it's very, very important that we look at yourself. Even as an individual, always look at yourself or see how far, how much progress you can make. Especially when they come to the end of the year, because now August don't do so. Your personal life, the things you set out for achieve this year, 2022, how much of the thing that you don't achieve, how much steps you don't take towards achieving the goals and you don't make any progress. It's very, very important that every now and then we should not make that kind of talking with yourself. Talk to yourself and Bookman say introspect, look at yourself inside. And so today, want to talk about attitude. We still talk about the principles of self-government, and today, want to talk about attitude. What make we talk about then 10 years so is that the fact that if we're not able to take care of yourself, you can never take care of anybody. You cannot give what you don't have. Yeah. So that's why we want to go through this government thing. And so we understand the basic things about life we get to do with we as individuals. Yeah. So attitude is everything in life. What's in the attitude? I mean, we don't use that word over and over. Attitude therefore do with your state of mind. You know, when they say somebody get bad attitude, you they see the or call them the fruits of the person's attitude by in behavior, the outcome of the attitude. So when somebody frown in face, that frown, that face there you see now a product or a result of the person's attitude. When you send Peking, they don't get me, oh, no. That thing the way you see, that's not the attitude. That's the product of the attitude. Um, when people then get misunderstanding, then one person begin to cause incoming. Then before you look, a slapper. The cause and the slap is not the attitude, it's the product of the attitude. So basically, attitude get to do with the state of your mind, the way how we think. Not to the behavior. The behavior are just the outcome. So before somebody slaps somebody, before person slapping company, any mind, it don't slap them. First any mind. So when the hand move, not say the hand when the hand move physically, not say the first also it don't move my mind. That's why we need for gathering mind. Very, very important. People they succeed, people they make can or not make can alive because of their mind. And that's one of the greatest challenges we get in our country, so the way how we think. Like you always say, sometimes we get what I can call reverse psychology. Normally, normal people will think this way, but sometimes as some people we think in the reverse. I got a conversation about a week ago or so with a close family friend. So we did talk about a lot of things, I mean, about this situation. This same thing come up. No, okay, it can't drop the picking in the house. Does this gone week, so it can't drop in the house. Maybe don't talk the week before though. The conversation continue. There was a time where I think I've been doing the late President John campaign in government when the UN, it was Union still, I guess. They come establish the office now, so it was just after the war and all that. They wanted to pay in US dollars. The bank for paying in dollars. So I know that's the way they work with them in dollars. And the government then said the same ones no for paying in local currency. You know, people they come for bring investments, officials and they stop them. No come on that side. As individuals, people want to do things. Now we self the prejudice the thing. Now we self they spoil the thing because of the way we they think. I work with somebody we then get a clothing factory and get brand new machines and they sew a lot of things. Um, so I forget people that for can help, not for can help actually for be part of the whole thing. At the end of the day, go be a blessing to them. And they think that I use the one for use them. I used to think that way too. I must be honest. In the past, people that we got to bring come around for help me go outside for day in a life. Because myself been get that reverse psychology, I see them people like say they for can use me. So there are a lot of things we are lost. So when I know they talk just because I feel like I can always say make not even share share my own story. I used to have reverse psychology, so I know what it means for being negative in your mindset, for being negative. For me, I changed the way how I made the thing personally, I see how much progress I make. So that has been a problem. So Even communities, they said, even out of Sierra Leone, it's the same thing. It's as though we national psyche reverse. So this is an attempt for change the cycle. Okay, it been used for go anti-clockwise. Now we need to take care for go clockwise, the right direction. Because if we don't do that one, then we're not make progress in life. And being when you get the right attitude, as I say, get for do with the state of mind. So how person they get the right attitude? It depends on the way how what you feed your mind with. You see, you will eat physically, for there we go physically, healthy food. If you don't eat healthy, you have to be healthy physically, your body. That make you get to the call malnutrition. People that become malnourished because they know they eat the right diet, the right food. So they got to the call balanced diets. We mostly in Africa, not we all eat balanced diet, unfortunately. Um, but the balanced diet, they make sure say the body gets all the things that we need for make it be healthy, make it well. Forget well body. Really get well body now. Now wait till we eat that make it well body. If we eat the right thing, then we no need for go hospital for make we get well body. So whenever the body they sick, that means there's something happen. We make whatever cancer can stay for Ambogwe. It's the same thing with the mind. The things you feed your mind with, now in they determine your attitude, your state of mind. I remember say your yeah and your yes are the entrance to your soul. So waiting you if you feed your mind with the junk, it gets negative attitude. Just like where if person continue for eating junk food and then they be healthy. It's the same thing. So mentally, what do you feed your mind with? What do they allow for enter your mind? How will it enter your mind? Through your eyes, what you they see, and you ears them, your ears, what you they hear. The things we see and the things we hear, listen to, and then they form the state of your mind. So if you always they listen to people that when they tell you say, hey, they are so they don't like you, hey, they want for use you. Now that you take for form and opinion, and it become a philosophy to you. It become a way of life. And once it become a way of life for change them, you get for change the source of your information. That's the only way. And also something way impossible. I used to think like that because the people that get around me who are called friends and telling me, some of them, all this sort of so negative. I saw them turn out so they want for you, so they for many people than this, this other family now. So we shouldn't talk about family issues. Everything that oozes out of the conversation is negative. So you begin to see family members as being selfish, as being wicked. Meanwhile, they don't even think that way. So I struggled with that thing there for a long time. Not until I tell myself, so no, I can't do this. Where I change the source of my information, I change the way how I see and listen and hear. Everything begin for change. Everything begin for change. So not to that thing where they say, me are positive. Not nothing. It's not a positive confession. It has nothing to do with positive confession. You talk and say, I they believe. No, not to, that's something where you they work at. You they work it out. Change your source of information. Avoid conversations and gatherings where they pollute your mind. Yeah? Because that thing when you expose your mind to, I need to control you. I need to control you. That's why we get for life to be objective. So when they make judgments, when they make decisions, your attitude they come into play, your state of mind they come into play. So We get for learn for be objective. Which mean for be objective. Learn for look at things without sentiment. I can say, let's see, why can you talk this kind of thing? I can make this illustration say, step back. It's like you dey inside house, comot inside the house, scan am o, so you go see the picture. You want for remove sentiment. You want for remove tribalism. Not look at things from my tribe, my region. Not look at things from my family, my party. Not look at things wetin people then go say. Not look at things based on all them things in the step back and look at things as they are, reality. Because all some of the things that were mentioned, so not to all, some of them were mentioned, so go that thing in the way you go members that we may not talk about. Some of them thing in the then they prejudice with judgment, with attitude, meaning then they undermine the way how we think. So because our reckless me body sentiments, even when he do wrong, another people say he do wrong. And you see a wrong thing he do. And that wrong thing the way he do, it get the potential for destroying life. But you don't tell them the truth because you don't make it feel bad. That's why Africa is where we are. That's why I don't do this. We need to talk truth to ourselves. That's why families they out and day, I mean nation, even out of the nation, we communities them. I mean, people with the outside themselves, the same thing. You can see people in some community do the wrong thing. Nobody not the for talk because nobody not for offending company. You see? So objectivity is not this kind of thing. Now, there is a place for diplomacy, tact and diplomacy. Sometimes you know that's one for those can some place or some situation, those can blast, plop, 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 plop. When you blast, you just spoil them. That's not what I'm talking about. I talk about that kind of way you get for use wisdom for communicating out. That's sometimes you use tact and diplomacy for communicating for communicate. But nevertheless, at the end of the day, you still speak the truth. That's what I'm saying. You still speak the truth. Not allow that sentiment, that way they say, hey, now that the same village will come out, hey, at the same college will be go, hey, I'm a fan so it is spoil good things. So objectivity very important. When you don't want to look as simple as even watching football or soccer, okay? Me they support Manchester United. Glory, glory, Man United. They will give Liverpool two and I enjoy the game. That's what I see. August 21, 2022. We give Liverpool 2-1. Back in the days when I go watch game in the cinema, you know, I cannot forget it because I cannot the balls where you carry it, you know, the conversations we can go on. But even though I support Manchester United, and they do them objectively, and they allow the love for the team for cloud my judgment. So if one of Manchester United player do something wrong right to the play, I go talk and say, no, this one is wrong. Like yesterday, Fernandez, a dive. And I talk and say, you dive, but nobody not touch you. That's been objective. But the typical Solomon, where is he don't fixing it by this team? Eh? It don't done. Even when you see the thing they wrong, the person they do wrong, you will never say it. That's not been objective. That's been a hypocrite. That's why Boko thinks the primary country. Even when they talk, when they bring sentiments kind of side. Even at offices, that's why things spoil. You see your colleague, you workmate, to do something wrong when they spoil the business. And then they say embarrass them. No, look, as best as possible, don't embarrass anyone in life. Talk to people. Take in a corner, talk to them. Not because you have a compromise. You know, for destroy relationships at the same time. But that, you see, you can speak the truth without destroying relationships. And that's what for that. Even when it comes to national governance, you know, they can start the official election process. Just know these things very important when we get these things because if we don't speak about these things, We get for get running battles. What's I mean running battles? We get for the handles, can make it all over the place. Look, that we all get different ideologies, not a wrong thing. Sociologists they say variety is the spice of life. If we all they think the same way, the world they be boring. Trust me. If everybody favor me, talk like me, do like me, I don't want for them that kind of world today. Now go with. Same way, so if all man talk like a you, the world they be a boring place. Variety is the spice of life, but no more therefore respect each other. Say, okay, that now your own view. That's it. I respect that. Same way, so not force your view on me. Those are you there, those are they. If we don't agree, that's normal here. Husband and wife, partners, I mean, people they get into it. Oh, even you teeth and the tongue, like in jam one time, when they say, okay, that told me tongue, no, that put me teeth. You they leave the, you we get for land. It's a given. But the way how we they think and will determine how much we, I don't use the word tolerate, I use the word accommodate. How much will they accommodate yourself? How much room? Because we say tolerate, we say tolerate means say this person say I don't like her. I just stay encourage her no more. I just stay manager. No. Anybody who they tolerate you, just they don't need to complain. Excuse them. You cannot be tolerated. You should be accommodated. Let the person make room for your excesses. That's only for do as a nation. We get for accommodate yourself. Hey, this brother, this sister, this uncle, auntie, again excesses. And Allah make room for your excesses. Because you get for live with this person. Now one grand salon we get. Even the family, now one grand family you get. I mean, look, if all man they go with an eye for an eye, just me, the world is going to go blind. So accommodate, make room. In the office, call your colleague in a corner and say, hey, buddy, the way how you work this worker, so this thing we do so it will spoil a lot of things, it will affect so many things. Because in the line of production, um, all man gets what he's supposed to do, division of labor. I use bakery, for example. I don't do this before. You get that way to go buy the flour. First of all, you get that way to pull the money for buy the flour. If you don't pull the money for buy the flour, there's going to be no bread. Okay, they don't pull the money, the person don't go buy the flour. You get that way they come, open the bag, mix the flour. You see the process. I just they give from the top of my head. Mix the flour. Then you get that way they can take and put it in the oven. You get that go pull and come out of the oven. You get that way they pack up. You get this chain of production, division of labor. After the person therefore put the bread at the oven, not put it at the oven. The one we're supposed to come pull and come out. If you say, hey, today pull no bread come on the oven, that bread goes to that oven, it go bake, it go burn. Indeed, they don't come pull and come out. It don't satisfy itself. But guess what? It don't make so many people go hungry because it don't pull the bread. See, as simple as remove the bread from the oven. It's as simple as that. The refusal to remove the bread from the oven make so many families they go hungry. Because in 3 times alone, we eat a lot of bread. You don't see? So if even somebody will or through the work make you vex that moment day, remember say, if I not pour this bread at this oven now, so many families will suffer. Anger will kill them. I'm being purposeful, I do purposeful exaggeration now. Not to say a person not able to die. I just want to make you see the importance of accommodating each other. Because mindset, right? So what you do, pull the bread come out of the oven, save the lives them. Then you can't sort out that issue. Hey, party man, where be the pull that bread come out of the oven? The guy talk to me, not be like come on. Yeah, but you don't save lives in the process. But if we allow sentiment again, you don't see sentiment guys like, hey, how you talk to me so I know go sign that document day. Hey, bruh, if you don't sign that document day, that person in container where it come with them medicine them. And then they come out now though. Like you know how many people will die because they don't get the medicine just because somebody sucked it to in the office? bruh, sign the document first. Yeah, sign the document, save lives. Do you understand person on a chamot? You see, once you break the chain because of your own sentiments, a lot of things they go wrong. A lot of things they go wrong. So don't allow you one thing or make everything go wrong and others suffer. That's why we are where we are. You understand? So call your colleague in a corner. Hey, buddy man, auntie, sister, brother. This way they work so you go spoil this establishment too. At least for conscience sake. You go spoil this establishment. If you continue, make you know say, if you continue to down this road, I think so I'll tell the supervisor. Tell them make you know say you go tell the supervisor. When you talk behind back in a conversation, make you know say if you continue this way, you go make report to the supervisor. Not because you have to be wicked, because you can't sit down and allow one person for make the establishment go down. Because when it goes down, you and I, you need to get bread for it too. There will be no food for you, for your family. There will be no food. And in the process, not only the establishment or the business will suffer, everybody will link to that business thing. They will suffer. They will suffer. So because of that, certain things you know they do. You understand? That's what I'm talking about. Because as I say, it requires that we get a lot of courage, disposition. We all get different temperaments. Yeah. Now one thing we Mr. the land, I don't hear about temperament, but in recent times, for a couple of weeks, I did a lot of reading about temperaments. So in the process, I get to understand myself better. And guess what? Whilst I understand myself better, it help me for deal with other people them better because I gotta say, yeah, I think I'm a nice guy, this and that, but I still get some excesses. So I dey make room, I dey accommodate my own excesses. So in the process, I dey learn difficultly, to be honest, for make room for other people their own excesses. Otherwise, I will become selfish. I will become selfish. So in the process of understanding myself better, I dey try to understand others. That's what it's supposed to be. Trust me, if we all get that kind of way of thinking, I'm not gonna say, of course, Chamots na life. We dey live with her. Best friend said that they get Chamots, husband and wife, hey. But how you deal with them, that's the difference. If you just dey join, you dey watch, you dey listen to real talk when they come to you from. The Lyrical Praise broadcast powered by Sonne Multimedia Technology Limited, in partnership with the Lyrical Praise Foundation and Initiative. Today we'll talk about the principles of self-government. Specifically, we'll talk about attitude. You know, there was an advert years ago. I think that the adverts. I mean, it was I believe that about they get the thing what they do, then they tell you say image is nothing, thirst is everything. You know, it was catchy. Image is nothing, thirst is everything. Now, attitude is everything. It will make or break. So, it's very important that we get into the problems in life. I always did. I got a very close friend of mine. If we talk about anything information today, we get that kind of conversation. Life of itself is full of issues, but all of them issues, the troubles, the misunderstandings, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, and the help for form we for make we become strong in character. It even challenge the way how we think. Okay, that's that we live with. We live with them. It's a given. Evil is a given. A deal with we. Stress is a given. We live with them. The kind they live with malaria. When in Africa, we live with mosquito and all that thing. Now we are living with COVID-19. We get to live with them. That's all life day. So what you did do, you cannot separate yourself from those things. You only need to take precaution for make sure say that they don't affect you. But indeed, that's the same thing. Having a positive mindset, the right attitude, it will help you to elevate in the midst of all of the things and it's hard work. Make no mistake about it. Now, the positive mindset, as I say, depends on the full way we feel with minds. As I say, change the way how you think. Change the source, the things we see, the things we hear. Avoid Kongsa company. You know the benefit to you at all. You know, he say, she say, they say, we say. You know, good. If you get company with people, let it be seen as something where they challenge you. You know, let it be seen as something where they challenge you for make progress in life. Let it be seen as something where they push you for become a better person. Make it be seen as something where they push you for become the better version of you tomorrow in the future. I think kind company that you for the keep. Not keep company where all time the jail people them come backbites. Trust me. One book they will say after you don't do for poor other people them, nothing they can pull you. When you finish spoiling others, you will be spoiled. When you finish destroying others, you will be destroyed. That's just the basic thing about life. So avoid any kind of company. Like you always tell me, say, show me your friend, and I will tell you who you are, and that's the fact. You see, living with all of these things about life, the issues of life, it makes us better people. Now, the journey, you know, that was a phrase where I somebody talk. I don't know, I can't remember if I go forget the exact quotation. It goes like something like this. We all have a journey. We all have an end to journey towards something like that. But it is the journey that matters in the end. I'm paraphrasing. We all have an end to journey towards, but it is the journey that matters in the end. That's it, man, very deep. We all get to someone for reach in this life. We all get destinations someone for go. That end points thing. But the road we work for reach the are the most important. You know what you do? Because until the experience a better pass the destination. When you travel, you can go last I thought was locally, you can go upline at the province or Freetown to the province, not more upline count down Freetown. Let's say you go Bo or you come mechanical Freetown, there way then you come on Freetown, go Bo, come mechanical Freetown. The things for you to go through for common mechanical Freetown, the things for you to go through for common Freetown go Bo, are much more important than your arrival in Bo or a Freetown, as the case may be. You know why? Because that journey, that process, they teach you things they call them experience. So the things you will learn are very much important than outside we go. If I escalate and I'll say you travel go Europe or America, oh jeez, you don't want to do that. People that can pay for travel are pleasant thing. Hey, they fly plane. If they tell you the hassle with it in traveling, those kind of international travelings, you don't want to do that. It's stressful. I got caught me here a couple of days ago. The guy with the bad baby go talking. So when they explain, you know, talking, all kinds of people talking so. Then the conversation go to airports, how the airports then big, blah blah blah. Yeah, out of experience, yeah, when you see some airports, then you wonder, this is large, this is huge. So people we don't use for take their routes, then they get experience. So when they say they go America, for example, they transit now Brussels, for example, then for them they don't really get the experience. So going to Washington DC or New York is nothing to them. But the experience what they gain through going through the process, those journeys, I'm in the States. That was my first and only time. Um, when I did Alunga Airport, now I see one man where they go, except when they go America. Now be friend I want to my class say, hey, pass me, I don't want to go to this house, how they go through. So I don't understand what for them. You know, I don't ever work that way again. I never get the experience. And indeed, it been good to talk with them. When we come now, it wasn't Brussels. It was Paris, France, Munkuna, Babylon. For the very first time, if we see the airport big, if I don't mean to talk to that man, I've been lost. I've been literally lost because I've never been there before. Never. Understand? So for me, it was an experience. When I returned, it was nothing. Went to the UK. I traveled with somebody when I be on first time. I see how it be jiggy jiggy. For me, it was simple. Why? Because the experience is important past the destination. That is life. The end, the way how we treat people is important than what we want them for get at the end of the day. I can always say, for people who don't follow me long enough on social media, I can always say, even when you vex some people, treat them with respect. Because the process is much more important than what you want them to forget. I just hope and trust, see, these things will sink in our hearts then because I'm not in town, so I learn them, I learn them, and I see the difference we make. That's why we share this. Until we change lives, trust me, it changed my life drastically. And I'm not still done here too. It's a journey. I still a lot of things we are still the learn, a lot of things we are still the unlearn because until we all die, we don't cease for learn. But you don't put me in a better position for deal with people and it bring about maturity. Yeah. So success is guided by problems. All of the issues of life, they come together for make you successfully. But again, I'm listening to one speaker, he don't die now. He say in the Chinese language, they don't get the exact they say they don't get anything anywhere when they win a problem or challenge or something. Either of the two. I don't remember exactly, but it is saying in the Chinese language, officially Chinese language, problem or challenge not it. That's why you find out say Chinese and the Chinese man in the tribe, they say waiting people they see as problem. In the Chinese language, they call them challenge. The things you see, the things you hear. So waiting we they call problem to the Chinese man as an opportunity. Oh, fear not the this is not crisis. Chinese man they see crisis. They see an opportunity for do something. So that thing was so insightful to me. Oh, light not the blackout problem. They don't see problem. They see an opportunity for do something. You see, they see something. He said two friends in the United States, two friends, they go same college. I mean, they were close friends, man. Then graduate from the same college. Then it's okay. After some time, then they work. They say they go on vacation. This is something we happen where they talk. This person on that will be the share this story. They say these friends, I think they went to India. They go India. When they go India, when they come, okay, they see people, them people, them barefoot, them picking them barefoot. I mean, I don't know which year was that. So when they go back in America, they get this conversation. Then two go to India, they see the same thing. They want to see problem, they want to see opportunity. They want to see, that's what them pull, able, then I get shoes for me, this, that. Then they want to say, you know anything? I think say we can provide footwear for them. The other one will not see and that way he just dismiss a company. A company take all the money we work and begin make sandals. Sonne go to India. At the end of the day, he became a billionaire. Wait till you see opportunity. That's the same thing. It's all about the mindset. So even as we deal with people, even as we deal with yourself, let me see I'm that way. Let me say things that way. It change the way how you approach life. Attitude. It's a state of the mind. But if the mind always negative, you go always to see problem. You don't ever see opportunity. And one thing will not help me personally. I can tell my friend and say, that's what they call no. I don't sabia. I don't know what is no. Way people they get plan, me I get a plan Z. I must have to do. I takes I no go thief, I no go lie, I no go do bad thing. But the other way forget her for be done, I dey do one. That's when they call no. Look, I don't make time so first time before I know what I know so when I hit stumbling block, I don't forget about it. Well now, you know the work. This it must work. That's how I think. No, there is always a way. If you just sit down and think, you can find out say there is always a way. Even in office, you supervisor, your boss, whosoever, you don't buy pressure by you. You feel say you don't have pressure. Just think that is a solution. The way how you dey think, that make you dey see problem. Now look at we country now. I don't see problem. I see opportunity for take real talk to communities personally. Because what they happen, tell we say there's a deficiency somewhere, something missing somewhere. So we need to provide that thing they were missing. There's a vitamin what the nation need where one of the key and what we don't do with the we can treat the symptoms, we don't treat the problem, the cause rather. You see, there are cause and effects. If you treat the effects without treating the cause, you could always treat the effects. So that's why when the trust God said during the dries, by the grace of God, which will talk so lie here. We are going to take it to communities. We go to communities. Yeah, we go to communities. We went to schools before before the corona. We go to schools, tell them that the school begin them, the pupils, by 4, 5, 6. Because if we get them to understand this now at the age, when they grow up, they will bring about the better scenario. But now what do they do? And the effects now they treat, not the treat because we get commission of waste for rating, civic education, don't do national youth rating, how they call it. I see the president kind of TV, they talk, we'll talk at just name them. No, that the effects now they treat. We need to go to the roots, to the cause. When you arrest the cause, you don't have anything for doing the effect because automatically it will change. If you got sick without you know up, it will grow back. So what you do? Go to the roots and destroy the roots. Once the root destroyed, bam, it's done. Once you spoil the roots, all things not done. So that's what we want to do. The lesson way they learn in getting the medal is much more important than the medal itself. Usain Bolt, the fastest man ever in the history of the world, until somebody else break the record. Probably be stronger for break that record. In my said he prepare for break Usain Bolt's record. You know, if you sit Usain Bolt and talk with her, it will tell you, see, the thing the way he learned and the process of becoming the fastest man in the world, they are priceless. That's what life is all about. A positive attitude, they give you a great future. I don't talk about the way I really think. Um, it enhance your way of life. Not so magic. It enhance your way of life. But if you're always negative, you don't ever make progress in life. So as best as possible, change the way how you think. This is not to look for we religious in this country. Not to tell you when I must for go pray or when I church for go pray. No, it has nothing to do with that. No. It has nothing to do with that because we don't see people the way they pray at church and mosque. they're still negative. So nothing where you just sit down and talk to yourself. And then there's another point in your church, and then there's another point in mosque. Do you fire daily prayer? Do you all night and you're fasting? Go on a beach, go on as best as possible. Take oil, rubber like aid, turn the oil. If you want, drink them. If you not do, boil them. Sit down inside the boiled oil. Do all around it. Go on a beach. Not just wash for the water, drink the water and the beach. So the water, drink them. Roll from Aberdeen, take go down Lumley. Do them. We don't do all that one day. When you don't jump, you don't fall down, you don't roll. When you sit down now and rethink, do the rethinking now. Because always I talk so, it will never change the way you think until you make up your mind for change the way you think. That's what God get for doing for you. Like you get for doing for yourself. That's what God do. So now they make lazy behind religion. No, it's really just something that do. Now you get for doing. Hey, finally prayer, do brother and sister. Ramadan fast. Uncle, go to church. Do you all night. When you don't done that one day, when you wake, when you done, sit down after yourself, say, okay, me, I need to go down again. Like you get for doing. You get for doing. Otherwise, you will always be negative. And people that will get negative mindset, they always be fearful. Trust me. They go always the worry, always the fear. But people that will get positive mindset, they're always pushful, always hopeful, because they don't say tomorrow is going to be better. That's the attitude. Yes, sometimes out of frustration we can give up and scenario. Now tell this country, yeah, we all don't say that before, but hey, we don't ooze out those emotions. Now we should and think. What thing we need for respect. Then we do what you need to be. Remember, I say I always talk about the candle. If we all light with candle, then our little corners and of the dark places bring and come together. That's how the light is going to shine. 3 benefits. When you get positive attitude based on the things that we did and see where they form or build your state of mind. When you get positive, you minimize problem. I talk about the Chinese. Chinese, when they see problem, they see opportunity. They see opportunity. Not allow anybody, anything for stop you from where you go. That will be your mentality. Nothing for stop you. No, don't take no for an answer. Not be dubious. Not scam people. Not be dishonest. Don't be dishonest. Be positive and never take no for an answer. Of course, the right attitude, the right mindset, they give you, they bring maturity. They take away self-pity and selfishness rather, because talk about accommodation. You could begin to learn to accommodate, not tolerate, to accommodate people also. Okay, it's not just make room for this. It's a difficult thing to do, especially where you don't think one carry for a very long time. Trust me, it's not easy. But if you want to be a few, you have to do that. And you say you can change your destiny if you regularly look at yourself, mark yourself, carry yourself, test you, exactly. Okay, make our mina lecturer now, the mina student back at the same time. If I give myself mark, almost percent I will give you have 300 yourself. If the message look, they make you evaluate yourself. If you look at yourself, no, I do well this area. No French shortcuts. People they can tell you say sometimes the shortest cut can be the longest road. The road to success, not get shortcuts. No, not today. Look, anybody with French shortcuts from which side they go when it comes to the principles of life, any live long, who side they, what I mean. If you mass people them, if you lie, if you thief, for succeed in life, just know see the same way how you go up with speed, so you come back with speed. There is no dishonest game with the last. Trust me. I'm not gonna name names now. No dishonest game. But the one that we go through, not to all my way gently, a cook, a salon in Africa. No. There are people who use their brain. Honestly, they work hard, they think. As a matter of fact, people where they think they make more money by people where they do hard work. I make the manager just come on our college and get a Jeep, air condition. You get drink, I do open the mouth for them. They don't that this small but what thing they do? That what thing they do? That coach where he works, where he goes to that office day, that pen where they own. Just one sign, it can sell the one old bank. It can sell the one old bank. So then they pay for him brain. And brain they pay for. Not to this if not this African for don't go far. We get bing. This now not they use. Your mental capacity that they bring the results. That's why they pay them. To people that they really work hard, honestly and earnestly for make a living. Into a man a cook. So we say, let me learn for use your brain. You see, when you use your brain, and no matter how long it takes, the problem is sometimes in Africa, we no one dedicates time because we want that quick success. A friend of mine, as I say, made the talk again today, will make mention of that. People in the West, they go research one thing. They go research one thing. They go to research, they say, then die. They don't get nothing from them. They left using day. Somebody else can pick up that thing. Boom, okay, this person talk about this. Bam, he expand on them. Bam, he make money. But the good thing, they always get credit to the person who don't die. But at least the person, he push something. Now we'll talk about Pythagoras theory. We'll talk about this guy will do this lights. I don't forget the name themselves. Einstein. People then dedicate themselves from the youth till they become old, gray. Still they defend answers to them thing them. If you get from that one day, do them. At the end of the day, it pays. It's better for use your thoughts, use your brain, use your skill. Forget something as a return than for be a cook and be dubious and be a scrammer. That's what brings the results. So we don't talk go, we don't talk come. I hope say this one encourage you today. As we can always say, we want you to be part of this. So if you're interested in asking a question, just drop them, make a comment, like and share the page. Also message me because we also want you to be part of the conversation. Because that's how we're going to spread this and make it mainstream by the grace of God. Well, this real talk we don't watch all along. Me, whether they bring this come to you, and I'm Jonathan Thorpe, and today we'll talk about the principles of management, governance, talk about attitude. Now, Sonne Multimedia Technology Limited, and empower this push up for they come your way. Same so the Lyrikal Praise Foundation join in with initiative for bringing it come to you. Life is governed by principles. Remember, say the way how they think, and they determine the way how they behave. The way how they behave, they become with habits. With habits, they become with character, and with character, they determine destination. Then we change the way how they think, so we'll become the better version of ourselves tomorrow. That's how we're gonna change our lives. That's how we're gonna change our communities. That's how we're gonna change society. That's how we're gonna change Sierra Leone. Because the change starts with me as an individual. The change starts with you as an individual. Till then, bye-bye. God bless you. See you.
Oh yeah. The breeze spent the mic, treasure find the beats. Oh, it's been a long time coming. One time still not say. Mambo chick not the rock but take it bang. Taking beats and talking jump. We all the family, me will follow the plan of peace, love, and harmony. All we need now for living unity. Forgive and forget, let we not go regret. You think that we can happy anytime we fret. Boss knocking bando begin. Always do your best, not for hot you come be. Ring, are you ready for the ring? Make you call, let we talk, real talk. Oh yeah, hello. I can't take down, make we talk, real talk. Oh nah. Make you think, let we talk, some real talk. Oh yeah. So you think, come, yeah, for real talk. Oh yeah. Vanity, all not vanity, but that's gonna go stop pulling down and get plenty. The other one, properly body. We think catch the other one from the talk. Now it's a beat. If you not like your reality, change your mentality. No fussing and fighting security. All you never tight, but keep up out of sight. In your darkest night, now ain't gonna be your light. Real talk. Oh yeah, hello. I can't take down, make no talk. Real talk. Oh nah. Make you think, let me talk some real talk. Oh yeah. So you think, come, yeah, for real talk. Oh yeah.